Hi all, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about a new concept named as array. So what's an array? So last classes we discussed, up to last classes we discussed about the declaration of variables, and those variables can store only one value. That is the important thing. Those variables, for example, int a int b, so a can store only one value. Okay, if you want to store a collection of values, if this is the case, if you want to store a collection of values, for example, roll numbers of a class, if you want to store the roll numbers of a class in a variable, roll numbers of a class in a variable, in your class your strength may be roll number 1 to roll number 10 or something. So if you want to store those roll numbers in a variable, then it's a collection of data. Okay, so those collection of data, if you are going to save, then we are using the concept named as array. So an array is defined as the collection of similar type of data elements stored in continuous memory locations. So here an array is defined as a collection of similar data types. So what's the meaning of that? So what are the data types we have? Integer, float, double, character, etc. are some of the data types that we already discussed. So in an array we can store either integer or character or double or float. So any of this kind of data elements, a collection of this similar kind of, for example, if you are going to save integer values, then integer values are only allowed to save it in an array. If you are going to save it in, save the characters, then a collection of character elements in the sense A, B up to Z. So all those elements can be saved in the array. Likewise, a double and float. So an array is defined as a collection of similar type of data items stored at continuous memory location. The second thing, arrays are the derived data type in C programming language, which can store the primitive type of data such as int, character, double, float, etc. So what's the derived data type? So we are deriving, or we are introducing a data type in a form of a array. So from where we are introducing? From already existing data such as integer, character, float, double, etc. All those things are primitive data types, or already existing data types, and we are going to derive a new data type from where? From this integer or a character or a float or a double. So we are introducing a new, or deriving a new data type from a primitive data type. That primitive data types are integer, character, double and float. So array is the simplest data structure where each data element can be randomly accessed by using its index number. So this point that we will discuss in the next slides, coming slides. Okay. So what's the property of an array? Each element of an array is of same data type and carries same size. That means, for example, the size of an integer is 4 byte, and if you are going to save the first 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, each value have the same size. Okay, for that also in detail I will explain. Okay, in the next slide. Elements of an array can be stored in a continuous memory location. So all those elements are connected. So the first element, then the second element, then the third element, likewise. So all those elements are stored in the continuous memory. Elements of the array can be randomly accessed, since we can calculate the address of each element of the array with the given base address and the size of the array. Okay, all these concepts that explained in this slide will be explained in the next slide. Okay, so declaration of the array. Here, this is a live example of array. Here the data type, array name. So this is a syntax of the array. So the data type, which data type that we already discussed a similar type of data elements that we are going to save it in an array. So what are the similar data types, similar kind of data types? That is declared, that is defined with the help of these data types. So which type of data we are going to save it in an array? So that is mentioned with the help of a data type. Then array name, the name of the array that we are going to decide. So what's the name of the array? Then the size of the array. Okay, size of the array in the sense how many elements that we are planning to store in that array. So that is the syntax of it. So this is a live example for that. Int is the data type. Which type of data that we are going to save in the variable marks. So marks is what? It's a array name or a variable name. And inside the bracket we are mentioning how many elements that we are going to save in this variable array. Okay, array variable. And initialization, the value that we are going to assign to these variables are like this. So if the array value is 5, array of 5, if the maximum size of the array is 5, then it starts from 0 to 4. That is important thing, very important thing. So if the in the declaration part, if you are saying that the size of the array is 5, then the first value will saved in the 0th index. So these are index. Okay, this is the maximum size of the array. While declaring, once we mentioned a value here, it is considered as the maximum number of elements that we can store in this particular array. Okay, so 5 is the maximum number of elements that we can store in this particular array. And here, these are the index. So it starts from the 5 starts from 0 and ends at 4. Okay, always the array's index starts from 0. Very important thing, array index starts from 0 and ends at the maximum size of the array minus 1. So the maximum size of the array is 5. So minus 1, 4. So I am assigning values. Values like 80, 60, 70, 85, 75. All these are integer values, and all these values that we are going to save it in this array. So marks of 0 equal to 80. So that is the first value that we are saving here. Marks of 1 equal to 60. That is the second value. Marks of 2 equal to 70. That is the third value. Marks of 3 equal to 85. Marks of 4 equal to 75. So these are the values that we are saving in the array. So this is the diagrammatic representation of this array, and diagrammatic representation of values stored in the array. So marks of 0. So it's a diagrammatic representation for your understanding or for the explanation. We are drawing an array like this. Okay, the 0. Marks of 0 stores 80, marks of 1 stores 60, marks of 2 stores 70, marks of 3 stores 85, marks of 4 stores 75. Now come to the previous slide. Here, each element of the array is of same data type and carries same size. Same data type and same size. So same data type. All these elements are integer data types. So same data type and same size. That means marks of 0 can store or accommodate up to 4 bytes of data. That is the meaning. So marks of 1 can store up to 4 bytes of data. Marks of 2 can store up to 4 bytes of data. Marks of 3 can store up to 4 bytes of data. Marks of 4 can store up to 4 bytes of data. Why? Because all these are integer array. This is an integer array variable, and the values that we are storing in these variables like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are integers. Okay, so marks of 0 80, marks of 1 60, marks of 2 70, marks of 3 is 85, marks of 4 75. All these are integer type of data. Okay, and of same size. So in total, how much will be the size of this variable marks? That is important. We have 5 locations or 5 memory locations, and each location can store 4 bytes of data. So in total how much? 20 byte. 5 into 4, 20 byte of data that we can store in this variable. And elements of the array are stored in continuous memory location. So all these elements are connected. Listen. First we can say we are saving in the first location, then in the second, then in the third, then in the fourth, then in the fifth location. Okay, so initially the index, these are index values. Index value is 0 to 4, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are index values. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 are index value. If the size of the array is 10, if int max equal to 10, okay, what's the meaning of that? This array can store up to 10 elements. Okay, the maximum size of the array is 10. That means the array can store up to 10 elements, and all those 10 elements should be integer elements, and Markov, it starts from Markov 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and up to 9. Listen, up to 9, Markov 9. Okay, so that is the meaning of this array. Okay, that's the meaning of the second statement. And second statement, again I am explaining that elements are stored in the continuous memory locations. Okay, then each element of the array can be randomly accessed, since we can calculate the address of each element of the array with the given base address and the size of the data element. So what's the base address of this array? Base address is 0. Marks of 0 is a base address. From that we can calculate from 0, then we move on to 1, and then move on to 2, then 3, then 4, to access all those elements. If we want to print the value in 3, then what we will do? We are moving on to mark of the 3 and print the element stored in the location mark of 3 in the index 3. So that is the meaning of this one. Okay, randomly accessed, you can store any you can access any value in the array. That is a first concept, since we can calculate the address of each element of the array with the given base address. So the base address is what? 0. If you are mentioning that marks is an array, then it by default it is saying that the base address is 0. The base address is 0. So from the base address we will start the we will start from 0 and ends at the address 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 are the address, and each address contains the value that we are storing as integer values. Okay. Next, these are the concepts that we discussed in the case of an array. Okay, and array is the simplest data structure where each data elements can be randomly accessed by using its index number. So if we want to access the element 85, then what we will do? We are saying that printf %d, okay, then comma marks of 3. So it will print 85. Very simple. Printf %d marks of 3. Okay, that is the meaning of this printf statement. Okay, hope you're clear about array. We will discuss the detailed program in the next video. Thank you.